Hey guys, we are in Punta Cana and going to be doing a video of the 5 things that I would recommend you do or prepare for on your trip to Punta Cana. Some of these are things that we did that I was very happy about, and some are things that we did not do that we should have been better prepared for. But this is my list of just 5 basic things. There are other videos on YouTube with more tips for Punta Cana, which those are great. But this is just 5 basic ones for me. So we were here for almost a week. We were here for 6 days. We brought my wife and 3 kids, 3 girls under the age of 9. And so traveling with kids, you can imagine, especially if you're traveling with kids, hopefully these tips will be helpful, or some of them will be helpful for you. In fact, you can see our courtyard at our resort. We're still here. We're about to leave. Out the back window here, there's putt-putt there. Our resort was the Tropical Deluxe Princess Resort. And so here's my 5 things that I would recommend. Number 1, transportation from the airport. This is one thing we did do that I was really grateful for. We went ahead and paid for private transportation. We didn't have to wait for anyone. We went straight to our hotel. We saw other groups getting on, multiple families onto buses, and they had to wait for everyone to get there. And then also what we found out later is that they take you to the resorts in order. So our resort was a straight shot 25 minutes, but had we gotten on a bus with other people, we would have had to stop at multiple resorts on the way. We paid double the price, but it still was only like $120 for the private shuttle. Totally worth it. But even if you're not gonna do the private shuttle, getting shuttle taken care of before you get there, it's a little bit chaotic when you get out of the airport. You don't wanna be figuring this out. Once you get on into Punta Cana, you want to have it all figured out before you land, and not have to worry about, is it safe? Is it a taxi? Well, how are you going to get there? Just being able to walk out. We walked out. Our company we used had our names on a list, and we walked straight out to the bus and got on there. So I'd highly recommend getting your transportation taken care of before you get to the airport, while you book your trip. In fact, ours was an addition we can add. When we booked our trip through Cheap Caribbean, we just added the transportation right there when we checked out the first time. The second thing is time is always late. This is something we found in being around here, is that people would tell us that they were going to be at their desk, come meet them to go over excursions, or dinner was going to start at this time. And consistently, it was at minimum 15 minutes late, but most of the time it was around 30, 45 minutes late. In fact, one guy said, meet me at my desk at 8:30, and he showed up around 9:15 to meet. And so we waited a handful of times for things, and it ended up just wasting a lot of our time. And had coming back in the future, we'll probably just go do whatever we want to do and then come back later if we're waiting on someone. Our room check-in, we got here at like 1 or 2 in the afternoon. They said, oh, your room will be ready at 3. So we were like, well, we'll just wait till 3 because it's only like, an hour. Ended up not being ready till 4. So we wasted 2 hours on our first day. We could have gone to get in the pool and start exploring the resort, but we didn't do that. So time is late. Just be prepared for that, and that way you don't have to waste your time while you're on vacation. The third thing is money to tip. We didn't bring enough. We forgot to bring enough money to tip, and the day before we left, we were going to different banks trying to get money out. But you want to have a lot of 5s and a lot of 1s. That money goes a long way here, so even a few dollars or $5 is a pretty big tip. So tipping the people you like, tipping your servers when you go to the different restaurants, or the bellhops, things like that, is going to go a long way. They're going to help you a lot, and it also is a blessing to them. But make sure you bring enough. I did not calculate this, and we really should have brought closer to $100, a little bit more than 100. My wife told me, she's making gestures in the background. She told me to get more money. I didn't think we needed that much, but we should have brought closer to 100, maybe even more in tips, depending on how long your trip is and what your trip looks like. Number 4, learn a little bit of Spanish. I knew a little bit. My wife knows a little bit to get us around. But our first day we were here, first couple of days, there were almost no English-speaking people around us. As we were here longer, we met more and more people. But learn a little bit of Spanish. It's going to help you, not like fluently, but just a few phrases. Obviously, hello, thank you, goodbye, things like that. But some other phrases that you can learn just a little bit of is going to really help you, especially because of the staff, the people you need to talk to. Most of them are only Spanish speaking. So that is going to be helpful for you, is to learn some Spanish. And the 5th and final thing is there is this, everyone says you can't drink the water in Punta Cana, which is true. You cannot drink the water. But we learned since being here that they've actually changed a lot here, and you still can't drink the water. I wouldn't recommend it. But a lot of people told us it was totally fine to, wash your hands with the water, brush your teeth with the water, anything where you're not actually swallowing it, it's going to be fine. So, we weren't doing that at first. And then some people that were at the hotel told us, which we were like, we don't know. But then we met some people who had traveled here from the US, and they said, yeah, we brush our teeth with the water. It's not a big deal at all. And we were kind of nervous with our kids, but everything ended up being fine. My wife and I both brushed our teeth and washed our hands multiple times. So yeah, you can use the water a little bit, just don't drink it. Don't digest it or ingest it, whatever the saying is. And other than that, you should be good. Should be good to come. It was a beautiful time. We felt really safe. We loved our resort. And if you're coming to the Dominican, I think you're going to have a good time. Thanks.